Okay, so I guess this will be my official first video. I tried making a couple of videos, actually. I think it was yesterday, but they all failed, and I could not, and I couldn't stream anything. I have no idea why my connection is so bad. So I guess I will just start recording and uploading my stuff. I couldn't get the video upload for Twitch to work either, so I guess I will just be uploading to YouTube or something. So, my first official game walkthrough, I guess. I've actually played about 50 hours of this game. It's survival, placed in northern Canada. Your character is actually stranded because of a plane crash, and so you have to fend for yourself and find shelter, food, and clothing, and just basically stay alive and battle nature. So it's actually really fun. It's still in alpha version, so I think the game came out about 2 years ago, and they still haven't come out with the story mode yet. So there's only like the sandbox experience and different challenges available at this time. But that's actually cool because I think the sandbox game in itself is really cool. I don't think it wouldn't break me up if they didn't come out with a story mode. I think the game is good as is, so I guess I should just crack on. So I will just start a new game so we can really get into this stuff. Create a new sandbox, and at first you get to choose, the kind of difficulty level you want to play in, and I've actually always and only played in stalker mode because it's kind of like a good balance between challenges and a good amount of shelters and wildlife, and it's not impossible, but it's really, really challenging. So I think that's great. So I don't feel like I can go back to the two before. So there are options for less experienced players. I wouldn't call myself experienced, but I like to give myself a challenge. So yeah, I'm going to go for Stalker because the next one is Interloper, and I have never tried it, but I expect I would die countless times before even managing to stay alive for a day, even because even a day can be challenging in Stalker mode. So I will confirm my gameplay and which region. The region to start with for beginners, it's actually Mystery Lake, and I've actually started a lot of games in this area. So I think I will actually start here to kind of like get comfortable and talk more about the basics of the game, and I can focus on that. And also, even if you start out in any of these regions, you can actually move from region to region, so it's not like it's not carved in stone. You can, each of these regions actually connects to a lot of other places, so you can go wherever you want. So I will actually choose Mr. Lake because, yeah, I know this area the best. And I actually prefer playing as a woman. I have no idea why, because usually I'm just like ambivalent to the sex of my character, but I guess, yeah, I've become comfortable playing with this character. So yeah, I'm gonna choose her. I've activated one of, I think there are, yeah, a lot of possible feats that you can achieve. So I've sprinted 50 kilometers, and if I activate this feat, I actually burn fewer calories while sprinting. So that's kind of cool. So, and the other feats give you bonuses as well. I haven't unlocked them, as you can see. That's, yeah, that's okay, because I will probably get to them later, because I really like this game, and I won't stop playing now. So I'm gonna go with that one, and as you can see, this is number 31. I've played this game too many times, and I will not give up, even if I die from a wolf attack at like one day into the game. I will not be defeated. So I will just start this. Yeah, I love these little quotes at the start of each game. Some of them are taken from books, and some of them are taken from like poems or just movies, I think. So okay, I guess this is where I end up after my plane crashes. I think, too bad I can never see the wreckage, so I'm just like in the middle of nowhere from the beginning. So here's a dead body. I guess we can see what he has to offer. Oh, nothing. Okay, that's fine. But he has a hunting knife. This will come in handy. Yeah, this will come in handy. Thank you. Yes, a hunting knife is really great to find. It's really useful. You can use it for all sorts of things. It'll come in handy if you get attacked by an animal, or if you need to harvest twigs and branches and stuff. It's really good for harvesting like hide and meat from carcasses you find. So that's amazing. It's actually amazing finding a hunting knife this early on. Okay, so we are already getting cold. So it's like, okay, okay, so it switches from minus 14 Celsius degrees and minus 27, which means, getting shelter from the wind actually has a lot to say. Okay, so in the upper left corner you can see there is about 9 hours of daylight left. So I have a lot of time before it gets dark. I would like to find shelter way before that, because I want to plan and be able to scan the area before actually settling in and going to sleep. And after it becomes dark, it's impossible to do anything outside. So you just have to find shelter and build a fire, and yeah, it sure is. So let's see, and down in the left in the left hand corner you can see like the different needs and calorie store, how hungry my character is. She is full at the moment and she is not thirsty, she is rested, but she's getting really cold. If you so I'm at risk of hypothermia right now. So if you press C, you can, that's a quick shortcut to see what she's wearing. She's wearing barely nothing. Oh my god. Okay, she's wearing a wet sweatshirt. Okay, she is gonna die. I have to get to... Yeah, so I'm going to sprint to find shelter. I just need to scope out. Where am I actually? Okay, so there are some cabins already. Just check. There are usually wolves in this area, so I just want to make sure they aren't lurking anywhere. Yeah, no, so that's fine. So I will actually just sprint over to those cabins because, yeah, she is about to die. If you press F, you can also get an overlook over like general condition and afflictions, and you can also see here hypothermia risk at 6%. So it's not too bad, but her general condition is already down by 4%. So we really need to keep that up because if it gets cold enough, she will get frostbite, and that will reduce her general condition. Oh yes, clothes.
This stuff will come in handy.
Amazing. Okay, so I just found a vest. I press C to quickly come into the clothing interface, and I will actually just put this on. What's great is you can actually put on several layers of clothes, just like regular Canadian life, I guess. No, I don't know. I'm not Canadian, but I tried to make it funny. Yeah, I promise I'm actually really funny once I get comfortable. Okay, so there's some... No, coffee, I do not want to... Yeah, coffee is only good for staying awake. It does not fill your stomach, it does not amount to anything good, I think. It just reduces your tiredness. I guess I could carry it for a little bit, but I would probably just toss it once I see I've overfilled my bags, because I have a bag limit. I have a carrying limit of 30 kilograms, so once that starts to get over the top, I will actually have to drop off a lot of unnecessary things. So I can see now that she is not getting any warmer. So let's see. No wolves yet. That's great. So I'll just go in here, and her general condition is already down to 89%. So she's... Yeah, I really need to calculate my steps. I can't just walk outside and be like la-di-da, even if that is actually how I usually play the game. So no wonder I die so much. So yeah. Okay, so she's still freezing, and it feels like, as we can see down in the left-hand corner there, we can see that it feels like it's -1 degree, so she's still cold. If it's below 0, she will still start freezing to death. So if you want to raise her body temperature, you actually have to go to sleep, because a bed or a sleeping, I don't know what you call it, bedroll, yeah, will actually raise your temperature and give you a warmth bonus. So we might have to actually go to sleep before we need to. Let's see, we can actually just go to sleep and she's so well rested, we can sleep for a couple of hours and go back outside to find somewhere more permanent to live, because this is not good enough. Nope. So we are going to sleep for a couple of hours. So this is great. You can actually choose to sleep on the bed, or you can choose to pass time. So just spend time in the bed to get the warmth bonus, and you don't burn too many calories either. So that's really good. The thing about this game, you actually have to think a lot about the calories that you spend, and each task that you choose to do, processing things and breaking down things for material, you actually have to ask yourself the question, if is this necessary, and can I afford to lose these calories, because sometimes you have to just let it go and conserve calories, because yeah, sometimes you can actually die of starvation. It hasn't happened to me too many times, but yeah, I can see her condition is going way down now, 79%, so I have to sleep before she dies of hypothermia or something. So let's see. So yeah, the game saves every time you sleep, so that's pretty amazing, I think. So that's like a saving point. Yeah, the only downside about it is you can't save manually, so you have to go to sleep, and when you wake up, that's the next point you're going to load your game to. So just be aware of that. So when I check my backpack, you can either press I for inventory, or C. I usually go for C because that quick button is closest to my WASD positions, so I will press C and I will just switch to the backpack to check my inventory, instead of just moving my hand up to I. So my inventory is actually pretty neatly categorized. So here's my full backpack, and here's the category for building fires. So here's everything you need to build a fire, and here's medicine and medical supplies, and then there's clothes, and then there's food and drink, and here's tools, general tools, and to the right I don't have anything of this kind, but it's general material. You will have cloth and leather, and maybe some research books as well, because you can research different subjects. And then there's you can sort your inventory by alphabetical order, or you can sort them by quality, or you can sort them by weight. I usually go by quality, because if I want to repair my clothes, I will actually go to this way of arranging things, because I will repair the worst piece of clothing first, so I can actually gain the most potential. So I would repair this underwear first, for example, because it's at 27%. So yeah, that's just a basic walkthrough of the inventory, and here's a great overlay, great layout of what you're wearing at the moment. So you see, she's not wearing any gloves or mittens. She's just wearing one toque and a couple of pants. That's actually good. She could use a couple of extra socks, and yeah, an extra warm jacket or something. But she has a +3 degree warmth bonus, so yeah, that's something to begin with. I think the most I've ever had at a warmth bonus was actually like 15 degrees. So my character could on be out fishing on the lake, uh, fishing in the ice without building a fire. It was amazing. So I will actually just eat something, drink something. Yeah, no point in walking around carrying food while being hungry. There's no point in saving it up, unless you have like if I find some canned food, which I can't open if I don't have a can opener. I don't have one now. So if I found like a can of dog food or something, I would actually wait a little bit to open it and eat something else or try to find something else because if you try to smash the can open, you will actually lose some of the food inside instead of just opening it with a can opener. Or you can also use a knife. So I could have actually used a knife. I feel like I'm talking too much, but then again, it's supposed to be an introduction, so yeah. Just let me know if I'm talking too much, but I guess you can't. I guess you can't comment on anything because this is not live, but that's okay. So I think she's still like a little bit chilled, so I can't sleep anymore because she's too rested, so I will actually pass 1 hour of time because there's only 4 hours a day left. Oh, that's too bad. Okay, she's actually fit for fight now, I think. So I want to find a more permanent place to stay because none of these cabins have any place to build a fire. They have no ovens or no fireplace or nothing. So I just want to check this last cabin and be on my way. Yeah, you do not walk past a cabin. You just don't. Yes, food. So if you see a cabin or any sort of shelter, you just have to examine it and loot whatever you can. It's such a waste if you don't, because who knows, you might need something you could have found there. So you can't. Yeah. So let's see. Yeah, I don't think I need to break down anything more here because I think I will. So let's see. I found some food, so I can just eat that up immediately. I think, yeah, I can fit that in my belly. So just check. You don't have to eat. You don't have to eat if you know you're completely full. That's fine. But I think I know that some kinds of food will actually just remain. The rest will stay in your bag if you start eating and you're full. So I think that's fine. Not all, of course. If you opened a can of soda, you can't save the rest. So I think that's an exception, at least. Yeah, and canned food. I don't think you can save those either. Okay, so we have a couple of wolves there already. I can see them over there. As you get into the game and keep playing and get used to your surroundings and the game mechanics and what the animals look like, you can actually see them from a very very long distance. So you see them over there. They're moving really slowly, so I don't see any cause for alarm because they are really far away. But I see one of them moving a little bit closer to me right now, so I think I will just keep an eye on them as I move along. I'm still really really cold, so I think I will just Yeah, this one is moving kind of fast, I think. So let's see. I have a hunting knife in my bag in case one of them should attack me. And they are okay, so there are 4. Yeah, 4 wolves. So if one attacks me and if I by any chance survive, the others will probably come attack me as well. So if you do have to challenge a wolf or have to fight it, you have to get it alone, because fighting 2 wolves, one after another is really not a good idea. They take a lot of your general condition down, and you can actually bleed to death. So, and get infections as well from the wolf bites. So they are at a good distance there, and I'm actually heading over to this hut. No, it's not a hut. It's a cabin. Yeah. Yeah, there's a camp office located up this way. So that's where I'm headed. So that's why I was actually so determined to move away from those little cabins over there, because I know where I'm going. So this is a regular place for me to camp out and sit out storms, and I can go out on these lakes, and you see these little fishing huts. I will actually go out, and I think when I wake up the next time, I will actually go out to these huts and maybe start some fishing, if I have the equipment, of course. There's a deer over there. You can see it in the distance there. In the beginning of this game, the developers have actually put out a disclaimer, like an official disclaimer, saying that they are aware that the animals in the game are not behaving naturally. As you see, the wolves are just not too far away from that deer. I think they would have discovered it long ago. So it's not totally accurate, but it's really great otherwise. I have no complaints, actually. I know that they didn't intend this to be realistic. It's just a game. It's just a game, guys. Yeah, see, I tried to be funny again. It didn't work. I'm so sorry. I will do better. So, here's this great safe haven. So, and I actually love the Canadian flag up here. It's really easy to spot, so if you're in a rut and you don't know where to go, you can actually just look for the flag. And you can see it quite far away. Okay, so we have like a standard camping office, which is abandoned. I wonder why. In this hostile environment. Okay, so here's a jerry can.
Let's be prepared for anything.
Yeah, let's be prepared. Okay, so yeah, this contains lamp oil, so if I find a lantern of some sort, I can actually use that oil to refill. Yes, can opener, yes. Yes. Okay, see, if I want to open like a can of something, I can use my hunting knife, but I really want to save this one for the stuff you really need it for, because the quality will go down while using it, and so you actually want to use the can opener for opening cans and not the hunting knife. So we'll check these drawers. Yeah, who places like chocolate bars and sodas into like filing cabinets? There's supposed to be files in there. Ooh, sewing kit. That's great. So I can actually, if I can find cloth or find extra clothes to rip up and use for repairing, I can actually start repairing my clothes, because you need a sewing kit for that. Yes. lantern. I was waiting for that, and it's almost full. That's great. Accelerant, you can use that for. You can use it for lighting fires, just helping it get along. Okay, so it's still like 0 degrees, so I think I should just do a quick scan of the area before I. And there's a hook. That's great. Oh yes, whetstone. I can sharpen my tools with this, and a line, so I can go fishing when I wake up. That's great. So I will actually just go upstairs because now her condition is down to 70. Ooh! Okay, so I have company. There is a guy who died apparently. Aw, I didn't have any present for me. Okay, that's okay. He's dead, so I forgive him.
This stuff will come in handy.
Yep. Yes. This is great. I love using love using my free time to read and research subjects so I can get better at, survival stuff. Okay, nothing in there. I was hoping for clothes or something, but okay. So here's the bedroll. I can actually cut this up when I wake up. I really want to sleep soon, or build a fire or something first. But when I have enough energy, I can actually rip this up with my hunting knife and repair clothes. So let's see, my general condition is okay. So I still have a 33% chance of getting hypothermia. That's not good. I can cut this bedroll up because you start out with a bedroll like every game, so don't worry about it. You'll always have a bedroll in your inventory. So I don't think I have anything to start a fire with, so I will just break something down. And now it's really getting cold. Okay, so you have quite a lot of options here. You can choose what kind of tinder you want. You actually don't want to use newsprint to start a fire because you can break it down into tinder plugs, and that's you get what's the word? I can't remember. You get more yield out of harvesting tinder plugs from newsprint. So I would actually recommend using tinder plugs and harvesting from newsprint instead of using them like they are. And I will fuel with. I will start with a book because, a regular book, because there's a better chance of lighting a fire on the first try if I just use a book, and then just supply with recycled wood or something. So this is always like a chance game. You just sit there hoping that it will catch fire. Come on, little fire. Yeah. I think it will turn out just fine. Okay, that didn't work. Okay, let's try again. So there's still a high chance of success, so we just have to try and try, because there's still just a chance. So you won't always be able to do it. Okay, looking good. Okay, so now at this time it's got like 10 minutes left of banging it, so we just have to add fuel until 1 hour and 30 minutes. That's great. So I can actually. This is something you need to remember: melting snow and boiling it afterwards so you can drink it safely. It's really important to, always being aware of how much water you have in your inventory and always supplying. So I will melt 1.5 liter, and let's see, now I actually want to supply with more wood, but I think I was out, so I want to break down this chair. So it started getting really dark now. That's okay, because I have my fire, so I can see that. And add fuel. Now she's getting really warm. It's good. So I've already melted like 1.5 liter, so I will boil the same amount, because yeah, why not? You know, I don't want to risk keeping unsafe water in my backpack and just suddenly drinking it and becoming sick. So, and you know, every time I have the chance, I will actually just boil myself a cup of herbal tea, because that improves. It will improve my rest when I decide to sleep. That is. It will actually be in effect until you go to sleep, no matter how many hours from you drink it to. And it's a hot drink, so let's see what that did to our body. Yeah, so we already lost risk of hypothermia. That's good, and we've had improved rest, and improved rest bonus because of the herbal tea. And drinking a hot beverage actually started warming us up from the inside out. So that is something to, consider if you want to regain heat like quickly. So I can see I'm really tired. Oh, I'm not too tired. I'm thirsty, however, so I will actually eat some sardines, because I will show you this. I think these sardines will actually quench your thirst a little bit, so I think I will drink some water afterwards to gain full bonus. So let's see. Yep, it actually does. So sardines quenches your thirst as well as I don't know, what do you call it? I don't know. I don't know why I know quenching your thirst, but I don't know how to say, becoming full, I don't know. Yeah. So I can still fit some more food into my body, so I will do that. Okay, food poisoning. So, yeah, that has actually never happened to me. I'm not kidding, that has actually never happened to me. And I do not, oh my goodness, I do not have any medicine to treat it with. So, yeah. So I just have to survive for 10 hours. What? You will weaken until you treat it. It passes, or you die? It's food poisoning, come on. I've had food poisoning before, and I didn't die. Yeah, okay, so, but I guess this is different somehow, or are there cases of food poisoning where people die? I've never heard of it, so, yeah. I guess you could die of dehydration or something from throwing up, but I've never actually heard of people dying from food poisoning. But I guess it's possible. Okay, so yeah, so I have food poisoning. That happens if you eat something bad. If you eat something, you can. I always overlook the quality of food, because it's always canned food, or mostly really well preserved candy bars. The stuff that never expires really. Even if it has an expiration date, it's just sugar, so it stays. Or something dry like crackers or something. It never goes bad, but I guess I was wrong. So this is the first for me. So I don't know what to do, because I don't have any medicine to treat it with. I will, however. I just held in. I just pressed and held my left mouse button to light my lantern. So I will actually I overlooked something when I first came in, and that's actually this medicine cabinet.
Nobody needs
Okay, so yeah, no, I can't use any of that, so that's great. Yeah, it was worth the look though. So I do not need antiseptic fluids or a sewing kit right now, but I guess they will come in handy. Okay, so yeah, the wisest thing now would actually be to just go to sleep. So yeah, I'm full, I'm slaked, that's a word, okay. And so I've just got my tiredness left to improve, so improve tiredness, that's not a thing. So yeah, you will do a lot of this, like fumbling in the dark, finding your bed, because you do not want to go through the trouble of just lighting your lantern to go to sleep. So yeah, so my condition is actually going really way down, so I'm just going to sleep to see if my condition improves. So you see there's about 8 hours of darkness left, so I'm going to sleep for 9 hours just to be sure. Yeah, let's see if we survive the night, because we might not. So if I die, I hope the Lord will take me up to the heavens. No, nope. Yeah, so let's see. Oh yeah, so I might be dying, actually. I hope not. Well, let's see. Oh my god! It's done. Are you kidding me? Okay. So it's actually down at 15%. Yeah, so I might actually die from food poisoning. Okay. Yeah, stop complaining. Gosh. Okay, so I will actually just have to go. I have no choice. I have to just go outside and try to find something, because I will die. So I will actually go to one of my standard locations, you know, where I usually loot stuff and find things to use. So, you know, I'm really weak right now, so I cannot survive a wolf attack right now. So I will actually just equip a flare. If you light a flare, there's a good chance you will actually scare the wolf away. So I will use this if I have to. And then of course we'll see what happens. Okay, so there's a deer over there. That calms me down a bit, because there can't be any wolves right there. So I mean, if there were, they would go after the deer instead. So I guess that's reassuring. So yeah, I was actually, if things were going according to plan, I was actually going to show how I navigate through this particular map. This railroad is actually really helpful as a reference point to anywhere else in this area. So if you're wondering where you are, you can actually come back to this track and find your way. So I always know that the camp office is right down there. So if I just follow the tracks and go down there, I will be fine.
Right. My feet.
Yeah. I'm not really fond of the characters commenting on everything happening, but I guess it's fine. But it's like, and there's the risk of hypothermia again. God. Yeah, I know we're cold. So I guess no. I will actually save my running energy for wolves, because you might have to run from wolves. So I know here's actually the real. Oh my god, cat's got my tongue. Yeah, I know that's not the expression for just rambling, but Here's a derailed train. Yeah, I can say it. I'm so sorry. English is not my uh, is not my native language, so excuse me. I think I'm doing a pretty good job though. I hope. So yeah, here's a train gone off the racks. Rails, rails. God damn it! Gosh, I can't even talk straight. So yeah, I usually go into one of these carts and you know, check for stuff inside. There's an open door there, but actually, I don't think I have time, and I know for a fact there aren't medical supplies in there. Okay, so our condition is down to 10%. That's really, really bad. So you're starting to die. So I will actually, yeah, and your vision is blurring, and I think there's actually a first aid kit right here, if I'm not mistaken. Please, come on. Antiseptic. I don't need it. Oh, okay, that's fine, I guess. So yeah, okay. My first introduction actually was pretty awful. I'm so sorry for this. Yeah, okay. So I will just keep going. Maybe I survive if I get into one of these locations that I was talking about. Is that a wolf in the distance? I see. I think that's a wolf, but I have to keep going. Where am I going? Oh my goodness. I might actually just have to confront them. Yeah, there's another one. Cool. Yeah, what do? I can't go back because I'm dead. So, yeah. Do I hear a wolf barking in the distance? I don't know because. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to die. But, it's been fun. I have no idea how long I've been playing, but, um, this doesn't stop me at all. I will actually I will, of course, make more videos. Even if everybody hates it, I don't care. Because I usually talk a lot while playing games anyway, so I might as well put it up on YouTube. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's a 3%. Ah. Do you have anything I could take, please? Nope. Okay. So 2%, I'm already dead. I can't get anywhere. So I can crawl, but yeah. Yeah, now I can't see anything. So that's great. And it's really cold. Minus 30 degrees. It's like, are you giving me any chances? Or are you just springing this on me? Yeah, so. The wolves are already after me. I can see them in the distance. They know. Vultures. Yeah. So, you died from food poisoning. So I did not. I did not die from the cold. So this is just a standard game, actually. This is, this is normal for me. So they survived is 0, and it says here that my all-time score for amount of days is 16, but it's actually 23. But I accidentally deleted. Accidentally deleted those stats. So I guess you just have to take my word for it. So you see, just general stats, how long you survived, how many hours you spent indoors, how many hours outdoors and indoors, I mean. Yeah. And how much you explored, locations discovered, so on and so forth. It's actually really interesting, just looking over your stats. Just it's so much to look at. You don't have to look at all of it every time, but some stats are more interesting, like if I know I've had a gameplay with a lot of interaction with wolves, for example, I will actually just check it out. Yeah, down here on the left. Wolf close encounters. That means that means if they discover you and try, like, they come running after you, and you will actually hear them barking. Uh, so meat consumed. I actually didn't eat any meat, but that's, you know, that's actually understandable, seeing I only survived 0 days. So yeah, that's disappointing. That's a bummer. That's such a bummer. So I will actually reset these stats because I do not want to. I don't need to like save save stats that actually discredit me so much. Nope. Nope. I save the stats that show my greatness. I think everybody does it. So, I can. Here's an overlook of my journals. You actually have a limited amount of journals you can have um, on this game. So, yeah. So you have to prioritize a lot. So, you know, the my yeah. There's the one. I survived for 23 days and 9 hours. So I don't know why. I don't know why the high score came up with 16 days, because it says right here I survived for 23 days. So that's the most. And you can see what you died from. That's really cool, I think. You can just see loss of blood and shock from a wolf attack. Blood loss. You faded into the long dark. That means you froze to death, usually. Blood loss, faded. Yeah, blood loss, faded. Yeah, so now it can actually be of interest for me to save this gameplay, because I died from food poisoning, which would be interesting to just keep a record of, because I think that's bizarre. I think that was just weird. Yeah, that's so weird. Yeah. So this was my first very messy, sloppy, and actually really really unfortunate walkthrough. But I will I will of course put up another video, uh, which will hopefully go better. And yeah, so I guess I should just tag this with my current username, which is Gazorpazorp Gamer. Yeah, if you watch Rick and Morty, you will probably understand more of my profile name. And if you don't, you need to start watching that show, because it's pretty amazing. Yeah, so this was my first official walkthrough. I know it's a bit messy, and I know my English isn't too great, but yeah, I I hope you enjoy this, and feel free to give me feedback, and yeah, as long as it's constructive criticism. I won't delete any comments, but yeah, please help me. Yeah. So, see you next time.